Let's start. Let's bring. I always forget to announce people, and I try to do it at the end, but I always miss it. So we're gonna do it now.
Okay.
All right, everybody. It's me. I'm Claudia. Whatever, actor, comedian, dancer, artist, cameraman, podcast maker. What else?
Mime.
Jockey.
Did you mention journalist?
Journalist. Failed journalist. Media maker. And success story. Welcome.
So you're a failed journalist, but you're a success story?
Listen. Artists don't have to explain it to you. Okay? It is what it is.
I don't want to go off on a tangent because I'd rather talk about Che Diaz.
Okay. I was going to bring that up in a second. Annabella Estrada, guys.
Hello.
My sister.
I'm here.
First female on this podcast.
Yay!
So
Really?
third, yeah. Well, besides me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, no, I have had no females. And then the third episode, I was like, wow, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
I think it'd be hilarious if your Sex and the City episode still had no women on it.
We're going to get to that in a second.
Ooh, okay.
Greg Goldstein, everybody's
how's it going?
next. Surprising who came to me that they watched Sex in the City. Jeff Roser, everybody,
Yes.
as well.
I think it needs a man's take on it.
First of all, a writer's a man. So let's get that out of the way. The main writer's a dude, a gay dude, I'm pretty
Darren
sure.
Star?
Did he write it?
Well, he's the creator.
I thought it was created by two gay dudes.
Are Darren and Star two different people?
Is it Stanford and...
What's his name? Mario Cantone.
Anyways, I was talking about this podcast. Usually there's not 4 people, but I was talking how we're going to do this podcast. And then Jeff was like, oh my God, I love Sex in the City, which it's a great show. Everybody loves it.
I didn't say I loved it. I said I watched it.
You love it.
I didn't say I loved it. I said I watched it.
You watched the originals.
Yes, I watched the original. I watched the original
And you
series
didn't love
twice.
them?
Oh, okay, then you love it.
I know. That.
No,
What
I
do you...
didn't. I don't like
Either that or you hate yourself and do things that you hate.
I watched it twice.
I hate it so much.
You
I
love
just
it.
couldn't stop
I didn't
watching.
love it.
And you watched the movies.
I watched both movies.
Why did you watch it the second time?
But you hate the show.
To see what I didn't get the first time.
So we're going to go around. I'm obviously a Carrie. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Carrie. You're a
I don't know.
a Charlotte.
I don't know. I think I'm like in between Charlotte and Miranda.
You're Charlotte. Just take on.
No
just
one
take
wants
on.
to be
I
a
know.
Charlotte. That's
Why?
the last thing everybody wants.
I don't think I'm.
I don't make up the rules.
I don't think I'm as domesticated as Charlotte.
She's a huge pussy.
You
No one-
literally came into my house with grocery bags. Okay, you came in here with 6 grocery bags and said you were making us food. That's pretty domesticated.
I guess.
Next, Greg. Who would you be? I'm feeling Samantha.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone wants to be Samantha.
No, nobody
I
should
wish
want
I
to be
was
Samantha.
Why would
Why
anyone?
not? Samantha's so badass.
Yeah, she's a sinner.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I like about her. I'm so flattered. 'cause
I'm a burger.
Oh, nobody likes
Wait.
Burger.
Burger's the
Who's
man.
Burger?
Oh.
Burger's the one who breaks up with Carrie over
Yeah.
a post-it.
Oh, that is you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, I'm a Steve.
who doesn't love Steve?
Yeah, I'm a Steve.
I don't like Steve.
Complacent?
The new Steve.
I'm a
Yeah.
Steve.
Why don't
Yeah.
you like Steve?
I like the old Steve. I don't like the new Steve. The
The,
new
wait,
show.
the
Oh.
new old Steve or the old
Yeah, Steve
young
has.
Steve?
I like the old young Steve.
I like-
He
yeah.
was cool.
Yeah, I liked him too. I
Yeah,
don't like that they made him a geriatric when he's
Yeah.
only 55.
they did.
He was always kind of like a pussy. And
No, he
all
wasn't.
the
He was a
time-
cool dude.
He was cool back in the day.
You know-
He's a pussy if you're toxic.
Miranda.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good impression.
Miranda.
Yeah, he's a pussy if you're toxic and don't like people who are like nice and sensitive.
Well then, Greg, now I know how you feel.
Can we rewind that? That's way
Rob
more
Cruz
intense.
just comes into the door. Let's see what I have on my notes here. So you would be a Steve?
Probably be a Steve.
could see that.
Yeah.
I could see
I
that.
didn't
Like,
realize.
a hardworking guy, a romantic.
Aw.
I'm very romantic.
He's super a lazy fucking. You know, we're
He's
gonna
a
get into
lazy-
He was
Steve
a little
because
lazy.
people love Steve or so feel bad for Steve. He's a lazy fucking husband. I would want some
No,
chick
he's
to lick
not.
my pussy too if you literally never did anything. Are you kidding me?
Wait, was that in the series?
It was in the new.
In the
well,
new
the
one.
new.
No, he doesn't lick her pussy.
No,
Yeah,
Shay
exactly.
does.
Yeah, but then Shay.
Yeah, she lets a chick do it for her
Okay.
because he ain't doing it right.
That's
She
because
asked
Miranda
Steve?
is unfaithful.
Steve was unfaithful in the original series.
No, he wasn't.
He cheated
Yeah,
on
no, he
Miranda.
didn't.
on her in the movie.
Yes, he did.
When did he cheat?
They were about to get a divorce.
The
And he
first
cheated.
movie, and she told Big, "Don't ever get married because all they want to do is fuck other bitches," and that started the whole thing.
You maybe have to watch it again
Yeah.
for the third
He
time.
didn't cheat.
Yeah.
'Cause you hate it so much.
Like went to Big and she was like, "You're crazy to get married," and then Big leaves the wedding. He like leaves Carrie at the altar.
Oh, well, yeah. That's the only thing I liked about Big.
I
Other than,
thought he was an asshole.
yeah,
I
other
didn't
than-
realize. I
I
didn't
did
realize
like
we
Big.
could pick not the four characters when we were
No,
going
too late.
around.
Too late. You're Samantha.
Yeah, we were talking about the four girls.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're
No,
complaining
we're
about
sex
being
house.
You're a
Samantha.
Miranda.
I am not a Miranda.
You are a Miranda.
Miranda?
It's Miranda,
You're
Samantha, Charlotte,
industrious.
Carrie.
No, I'm a Steve.
You are definitely Miranda.
I am not a Miranda.
Yeah,
I'm Charlotte now.
Samantha Miranda. You are
No,
definitely a
Miranda's
Miranda.
a bum. She wants
She's
to.
a
hardest
lawyer.
working
She wants to go to L.A. to screw around because being a lawyer got too hard.
This
for her.
is so-
because her raising a family got too hard for her. I would never do
First of
that.
all, her son
I would
was
do that.
busting nuts in that shit.
Yeah, and that's disgusting too. I would never let my son do that.
Poor Greg's in the middle of this
We
fury.
well, no, I feel like we need to. So obviously, the new series is very different. So that's the confusion. We need to decide
Yes.
which ones we're talking
The
about.
characters are different.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. I get that.
I'm,
Yeah, I
I'm
almost-
Samantha because I'm never anywhere because I don't go out.
I
Okay.
almost don't consider the new series to be canon.
Yeah.
It's almost like fan fiction.
Yeah.
For the old
yeah.
I always think of it like reboots. I think
This
of it
is
like
the
that.
problem. And I'm going to tell you the problem with this show right now, right here. Okay? This is my opinion. When you have too many hands in the motherfucking pot and too many ideas, that's how you come up, that's how it becomes a disaster.
Yeah.
Is they have every great writer on the show and they're like, let's all have these great ideas. And it's like, okay, no,
It was botched.
no.
I feel like they gave each character like a person of color to like, look, now they're all diverse. And I feel like they accidentally gave Miranda 2 because they like just had so many storylines. Like originally the professor was also going to be her love interest. And then they just like mixed it up.
Oh, instead of Che.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why like Carrie is friends with the landlord, Samantha with like the school person,
Mm-hmm.
and then Miranda, two people of color in Sex and the City. Come on.
Yeah. I kind of
That's
like
not
that.
canon.
I kind of like that the new show had you finally saw people of color though,
Yeah.
because
You-
like you didn't. In the
But yeah,
original.
but
Yeah, of course.
in all seriousness,
like one
I'll
person.
kind of defend the old series in that people like that only hang out with white
True.
people.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's-
realistic that they have their
It was
social
more
circle
realistic.
and it's all people. Now, was it kind of like the landlord? Could I accept that? Yeah, that's a character you'd come across, but like it doesn't feel as like Che feels forced into that
Yes.
series. If
Mhm.
a lot of them feel shoehorned.
I mean, Force is literally every character we could say.
Yeah, it was very
every new
forced.
character. I liked the new chick a little bit.
What chick?
The Indian girl.
the landlord.
half the series
Or-
is new chick.
She's
Or not a
real
landlord,
estate-
realtor, yeah.
Oh, and
she's trying to replace.
She's messing with the club guy. She's like,
That's so unrealistic.
She was cool.
she was cool though.
Like
I
that
liked
hot
her.
guy's gonna come up to you and
Yeah.
not some 18-year-old girl with some fake titties. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Sorry.
She's the new Samantha. That's obviously you didn't think of that?
wow, I didn't even think that.
No,
Now that you
because
say
Samantha
it.
would never be
They're not trying to
wanting,
replace her.
wanting a husband.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Other than that though, she had like the same attitude.
Yeah.
She's a boss
Independent.
bitch.
Here's
Yeah,
on my
exactly.
notes. First
Okay.
episode. First note. This is powerful. Proof that Samantha was the entire show. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
she was the best part of the show. Like that.
No, my favorite was Charlotte.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Whose favorite is Charlotte?
my favorite is Charlotte. I like how naive she is. It's refreshing.
Okay. She is refreshing.
Is she
though. I like
supposed to
that
be
word.
I
nice?
don't think
Yeah,
it's
she's
refreshing. She's a
refreshing.
grown-ass woman.
She's a romantic.
Yeah, you can be romantic and not be like annoying as fuck. She's like a Republican. You can be romantic and not a
I
Republican.
have a note on here that says Greg looks like Charlotte's husband.
That
Well, Harry, I love
I
Charlotte.
am Harry.
I love him.
Harry gives me hope. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Of course,
he's
because
the best.
he
Oh,
gives
That's
hope.
literally in here on my
He
notes.
gives hope that like chubby, bald, unattractive Jewish
Seriously,
men
yes.
can find.
If you're a lawyer with money. No.
Well, he also harasses Charlotte until she just relents and goes out with him.
Can you use a
Like-
coaster? I'm sorry.
He doesn't look
Any other, like, in this day and age, if there was a scene where a dude, like, slams the door and shuts the windows and goes, I must have you, that'd be very
Yes.
Matt Lauer of them.
He doesn't like.
You know he had a button on his desk to lock
That
the doors.
didn't Harry
that's
do
weird.
that? Didn't he, like, hit a button and the doors closed and
No.
blinds closed?
No.
Who?
Where he like starts dancing or something.
Yeah, he
don't think
he
he was-
basically locks Charlotte in a room and says, I must have you.
He
That
doesn't
is
like
very Matt
lock.
Lauer of him. Good.
Yes.
He
Good.
didn't like lock the
Good
doors. He
note,
like closed the
Jeff.
blinds and he's like, I want you so
Yes.
bad. And then she goes, I'm wearing my glasses.
I don't remember this.
And then they
Yeah, that was
fuck.
towards the end of the series.
It was like second to last season. I don't know.
I liked her first husband who like couldn't get his dick.
Yeah,
hard.
he couldn't get it up. Trey. His name was Trey.
Him giving Charlotte the cardboard cutout of the baby was pretty funny.
Oh my god, that was horrifying.
That was
Wait,
that was
what
pretty.
Was it?
She couldn't have a baby.
She
so-
was infertile, and
Uh-huh.
as a present, he gave her a crib with a cardboard cutout of a baby.
of a
in it.
baby.
That dude's
That's
a
demented.
fucking
In
weirdo.
front of her friends.
It was pretty. Yeah,
That
that's
dude's a
like
weirdo.
sick.
it was gross.
Well, now we know why he has ED. Everybody, what goes around comes around. Am I right?
Yeah.
What if we just get a sponsorship?
For Viagra.
All right, here's
Blue
the
Chew.
ad.
Blue
Do you
Chew.
have erectile?
If you're in the podcast industry, you know they talk about Blue Chew.
If you're in the podcast industry, you're probably not fucking, and it's because you can't get it out.
No, I always see like on what is it, Tiger Belly? They always have like that juice, that green juice that no one's drinking. And motherfucker, who's the guy on Tiger Belly? The main guy who was
Bobby
in
Lee.
Sex and the City.
Bobby
Yeah,
Lee.
I'm like, you don't drink that green juice. Don't lie.
I mean,
Bob.
also a really obnoxious character.
Yeah, he's annoying as shit.
Yeah, he is.
He's a legend, by the way. He's from Mad TV.
No, yeah. Do you watch Tiger Belly
No.
or listen to
I
it, their
don't, but
podcast?
it's very popular.
It's really, he's just so fun.
He is a very,
he's very
fantastic.
funny.
he's a weird dude.
Oh yeah, and he talks about like what a horrible person he used to be in Hollywood and shit. And I like that he's open and honest about it. He's like,
Yeah.
I did this fucked up shit for you, and then to you, and then he'll have those people on his podcast, and they'll like
Oh.
talk about
Nice.
what a shitty person he was. Ah, man, I hope I make it and get to be a shitty person.
Yeah, I hope your podcast turns into that.
Cross your fingers. I just need to gain some weight and a beard.
Like Bobby Lee.
yeah.
I don't think that's
He's got
his
like a pot
secret.
belly.
I don't think that's the secret to his success, though.
Yeah, it is. He just has a penis.
It's Mad TV.
No, Mad TV. Yeah, but you're acting like that was some sort of all in being.
Look,
like the show's not around anymore.
It's not-
It's
look-
but it
not
was-
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, but it was iconic.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's not
It-
Saturday
it-
Night Live. It's funny.
Listen,
Matt TV's
Matt
funny.
TV's the shit.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Look who was on
Funny.
Met. I hate to go off on a tangent. Artie Lang, Will Sasso, Bobby Lee, Brian Callen, Key Ann Peele,
Yeah.
I
somebody
agree.
else.
There are others.
Yeah, there are others.
I think he had a lot of people overshadowing
Wilson?
him on that show because there were so many funny people on that
Mhm.
show. So it was hard to like make a statement because you're literally surrounded by so many funny
like, the best
fucking
of the best,
people.
yeah.
Alex Borstein.
That would be intimidating to me.
Yeah.
Right? We're comics.
Yeah, I don't like to be around funnier people.
Yeah,
No
I
offense.
Me neither.
I don't like to be around funny people at all.
Yeah.
I hate it.
That's why you guys are here.
Ah.
Oh my God, I didn't see that one coming.
Oh.
I'm a hack. Miranda, a Karen. Everyone was like, oh, she'd never be a Karen. Why not?
She's like she totally is a Karen.
I know, but they were saying on TikTok, like, oh, I don't see her at all as a Karen. I was like, why? Like, she's white. Isn't that all you have to be classified as a Karen?
No, because the biggest Karen would have been Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Charlotte
Charlotte
was a Karen. Miranda was more of somebody who would stand up for herself.
Miranda has like Karen energy, and that
Mhm.
she's like really aggressive.
I honestly think only because of the hair.
It's the short hair.
She has the haircut, but I think Miranda's just somebody who will stand up for herself, whereas Charlotte bitches.
She does have the haircut.
That's annoying.
That's pretty much what guarantees you a Karen.
The haircut.
Last night at a show, I told a woman she was Karen without talking to her at all because of the haircut. And I asked her what her name was after the show. I forget what it was, but it was like Karen. It was like something really similar.
Like Kim
or something like that. Yeah.
Wait, you called her out on stage?
Yeah, while I was on stage.
What'd you say?
I said that I'm grateful for Karens because they took the complaining to the manager stereotype off of Jews. And I hope they just keep taking more stereotypes away. Like, you know who's really behind 9/11? Karen. And then I was like, no offense.
That has a lot of truth behind it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I've heard this setup before. I don't know where, but I'm pretty sure the thing about 9/11 I did not hear. So hopefully no one beats me up.
No, there's not a lot of truth to the 9/11. Well, no, the's truth to 9/11. Where's this going?
Where are you going?
I know. What happened?
This is why I'm on the podcast. Let's talk conspiracies.
What other myths?
Okay, it
Not
says
noise.
right here in my notes, Sex in the City was the reason for 9/11. So I'm just...
I have a bit, I'm not going to say it because that's annoying, but I do have a bit about how Sex and the City, those characters are so self-absorbed that it's all about New York City, and that's the craziest thing to ever happen in New York City, and they don't touch on it at all.
I was just going to ask if 9/11 is addressed in the series.
No.
Because I don't remember it at all.
No, it's not.
And that
It never
series would have
happened.
been...
They did. Here's how they addressed it. They took the Twin Towers out of the intro.
Oh.
That's how they addressed it. And then there's an episode where she's like, I love New York City. And then at the end, it's like dedicated to New York City. And that's the closest they come.
Well, also, COVID isn't really addressed in...
Yeah.
They do a little bit.
Yeah.
It's addressed, but it's almost like it never happened.
They address it to like the extent that they feel like they have to. Like with a lot of stuff.
Oh,
in the
wasn't
new
that
show.
crazy? All right, let's carry on with
Yeah,
that.
it's like,
Yeah,
oh
it
man,
seems
what
like it's
about
over.
masks? And then they don't talk about it.
It seems like no one in New York City was wearing masks and that it's over when
that's
still not over. We're all wearing masks.
They
They
don't
could've just-
explicitly say when it takes place. Maybe it takes place a year from now.
Yeah, couldn't Big have died of COVID?
I think they do wear masks.
Think of that.
They talk about the pandemic in the new
In the
Sex and
first
City reboot.
episode, they're
Yeah.
like, oh,
They-
how about that pandemic?
Yeah,
Let's
that's-
not talk
Yeah,
about
they're
it
like,
again."
whoo, glad that's over.
They're all walking into a coffee shop and they're like, well, that was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like it happened on the street.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, well, I think the point of Sex and the City, too, was that they didn't get too deep in stuff. Like, it was just supposed to be, like, all
Just
these
deep
women
inside,
deep inside their pussies and also, like, just getting, basically having each episode be about them and their shit in their lives that doesn't really fucking matter.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my problem with this series is like this series didn't need to be made. It feels like they're just
Yeah.
trying to squeeze every penny they
Of course.
can. Because Sex and the City is about their dating lives as
Yes.
women in their mid-30s, and they're all married at the end of it. And that nothing after the first movie needed to be made.
Yeah, that's all it should have been.
Yeah, obviously. There was
Even
no...
Carrie's like, oh, my dating, and just like that, Carrie goes, my dating life was a roller coaster. And it's like, yeah, that's why we watch.
Yeah. We love the shit
don't-
spiral.
Oh, yeah.
That's-
She's...
The people who made this show,
I'm such a Carrie, I know.
They weren't like, ooh, as an artist, I just have more to say.
Yeah, there was none of this needed to be touched on.
Yeah, of course not. And yet here we are
Talking
taking up a
about
bunch of
it.
time
Okay.
talking about it.
Well, we're gonna
Obsessing over
we're
it.
here to bash the shit out of it.
Of
Let's
course,
be honest.
that's the fun.
We are a little obsessed.
I watched every episode and even the documentary that was made about it just to see
Oh, I
why
didn't watch
that they
that.
did
I didn't
this,
either.
and they all thought it was a great idea.
I mean, no.
They did it because people will watch it.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously they
rules.
said that. None of them were going to be like, this is a shitty idea,
Yeah.
but we
wanna
thought
watch
it'd
it.
make
Well,
money.
one of them said it was a shitty idea.
Who?
Samantha?
Samantha? Yeah.
Yeah, Kim
But it was a
Control. Kim Control.
documentary. 'Cause she's like, oh, they're all saying
I
it's
changed
a-
my answer. I am a Samantha. I also,
You can't change your answer now.
yeah,
No,
and
kidding.
just like that sucked.
Okay, so the first episode, this is the weird masturbating scene. Do you remember that when she jerks off his dick?
No, she wants him to jerk off for her.
I'm
In front
sorry.
of her.
Wait, what?
The first
Big.
episode when Big's still alive and he's like, and they like showed him like jerking.
Oh,
his-
and they wanted to, yeah.
Because
that
they,
me.
it was weird. Because they asked Carrie on the podcast if she masturbates, and then she asked Big if he jerks off, and then
Yes.
she's like, "Do it in front of me," and then he's like, Okay.
Okay. And then he's
This is
And then
this
he
is
dies.
also my problem with the show. If you're
Don't masturbate, kids. You'll die.
Spoiler alert.
if you're going to have a podcast of like, I guess there's supposed to be two so-called comedians, and you're like, ooh, where do you jerk off? You're not going to have a fucking 55-year-old whose claim to fame is writing about relationships and have her on and be like, do you masturbate on the train? Because she's not going to have anything interesting. Like she's not in that phase of her life anymore.
Yeah.
So Carrie being on that podcast feels super unnatural.
Did you say masturbate on the train?
Don't
Just
they?
because she's married doesn't mean she's not having sex.
She's 55.
She's
Nobody
not
cares about her sex life.
I hear that when women are that age, that's like their peak hot
I'm sure.
horniness.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Okay, but that's not
Oops,
what.
I just burped
That's not
into
what.
the mic.
How many 55-year-old like podcasters, as we call them in the industry, are out there right now with their podcasts about like masturbating?
I'm sure one that I don't know about.
Except for Joe Rogan.
Let's Google it.
In 30 years, it'll be you doing that. On your
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
Cross your fingers.
I just think Carrie being on that podcast was super.
I mean,
like,
the whole
really-
thing was unnatural and seemed like none of them would be friends.
No,
The
yeah.
goddamn fucking show is unnatural.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
whole
I
thing.
mean, nobody would be friends with Che. I mean, let's.
So, do you guys think that Big was fired knowing that these allegations were coming and they killed him off purposely, knowing that he was in sexually misconduct and shit?
No, I don't think so because he wouldn't have been on the show in the first place. They could have killed him off. You know, the series
Without
starts with
him
it.
being
Yeah.
on
I read on Wikipedia recently that one of the reasons, and this was like from a while ago, one of the reasons that, let's just keep calling her Samantha, didn't want to be in the movie is that they were going to kill off Big, and she didn't like that storyline. So it must have been like an old idea.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, that was a
fucking
highlight of
riddance.
the whole series. Is Big dies.
Yeah.
I was hoping Aiden would die too, just as a
Where
bonus.
is Aiden?
Hopefully dead.
That's what I'm wondering.
Where the fuck is Aiden?
Where is Aiden?
I thought she should have chose Aiden. I would have chose Aiden.
Aiden was so cute.
Let's be real about it. I would have chose Aiden way quicker than I would.
He made furniture and was cute. and,
You like a handyman.
I do.
She loves a handyman. If you could make furniture,
he made
over.
furniture.
It is a wrap.
Think about that. She got married, she would never have to go buy furniture.
I want to know
She's married to a
how-
rich ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
I wanna know
he's a
how-
millionaire.
He can just buy or whatever. She
You know, when
wants.
she chose her husband is when Big comes up to that cabin and him and Aiden get into a fight.
That's
She should have
right.
let them fight
Let them fight it
and
out.
chose whoever wants.
That's
Yeah.
a Bridget Jones.
Oh,
type.
and
If she believed in chivalry, that
Aiden
would
would have beat his ass.
Yeah, Aiden would have won that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I have to go back for a sec, and the two women were so passionate about the men who build furniture, and we're just sitting here quietly like, I gotta learn how to build furniture.
It comes in handy if you
Okay.
can put together like if that leg broke.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
No,
Yeah.
Getting
sorry.
Amanda to do stuff is easy. When you're like, you look sexy
You're
with
like,
that
oh, wow.
screwdriver in your hand. And
Yeah.
they're like,
They're like, ooh.
Unless you're Jewish and can't build stuff without cutting your finger off.
well, I dated you. So
You did
Yeah,
date a
she
Jew.
just
Half.
dated you.
You know, does he build
yes,
stuff?
but it doesn't matter because if your mom is Jewish,
That's
that means you
bullshit.
take the
Yeah,
Jew.
where's he going to be
What do you mean
buried
there's a
with
half?
all-
You can be a half?
Yeah, if one parent's Jewish
Not
and
when
one's not.
one parent is Jewish. Then if it's your mom, then you're Jewish.
Do you think Jewish people are not allowed to mate outside their race?
They are, but then if you have,
Well,
if you're
yeah, no,
Jewish,
she goes,
then
"There's
your
half?"
kid
I didn't
is
know there was
not
half.
and don't marry a Jewish, right?
I mean, there's a whole storyline in the fucking show about it.
That's true. So that's why she conforms to
Oh,
Judaism.
that's
because
Charlotte.
she's
Yeah,
the mom,
she-
and then it wouldn't be
Apparently that-
passed on to her kids.
Oh yeah, she was Irish Catholic
Oh.
in the original series, wasn't she?
Yeah, she married
She
that
was
weirdo.
Presbyterian.
Oh.
Don't talk shit about
You know,
Harry, because I am
No,
Harry.
not Harry. The
Oh,
other
the
guy's
first
the
We
weirdo.
love
weirdo.
Yeah,
Harry.
that was a weirdo.
Guys, we've all, had a
Everyone-
relationship with a weirdo. We're not judging Charlotte.
No.
I do like Harry. I want to.
We love Harry.
We love Harry. Okay, talking about. Do you remember when he has his dick out in the show? That is not. That was a full dildo. That was not a real.
Wait,
penis.
Harry's dick?
Yes. Remember when she's like, "Oh, I'm just checking your dad for prostate cancer." You remember this?
I don't
Yeah,
remember
I just
seeing
I
the
just
dick.
watched it this morning.
They wanged out the dick, and it was like
Big.
They always use
It was
prosthetics.
It was
Yeah.
huge.
huge, soft, and it was clearly.
They
A
always
fake
use
peanut.
Yeah, they always use
They don't
prosthetics.
always
Yes,
use.
Yes, most of the time.
That was a bad prostate. That looked
I
like a
feel
full dildo.
That's so weird that, like,
I'll reshow it.
there's a scene where they're like, hey, your character's like, why couldn't he just be like, all right, fine, I'll show my dick. You know what I mean?
Like the actor?
I would show
Yeah.
mine.
Oh, well,
Like, what difference?
I
Just
would've
show
showed
your
my
Who
dick.
cares? Either way, if they see the dildo and it doesn't look fake, they're gonna think it's your dick. Unless he has a really weird looking dick.
yeah.
Well, that's the conclusion that we've gone to. He probably does have a weird looking
I
dick.
guess so.
You would be so fine with having your dick on the screen. You'd be like, go for it.
I don't know, but I just feel like at that point, it's like, what? You may as well whip it out.
Anyone else want to chime in on this?
Would
No,
you
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't put
You
my dick
wouldn't.
on.
He
Okay.
wouldn't put his
Weird
dick
looking
either.
dick?
Yeah.
Well, I
He's
only
like,
have one
no way.
testicle, so that part would be weird. My character would have to have one testicle.
Oh,
So you are a Steve.
so you,
I
yeah.
had, yeah. Oh my god. I am.
Yeah, Steve.
I had an accident. Okay, let's move on.
Oh my god. We could just get you a prosthetic
Yeah,
one.
there's
I don't want a
prosthetics.
prosthetic one.
Oh.
One operation on the testes is enough. Not worth it.
We could talk about more of the weird naked stuff that was in there. There wasn't too much sex. Like there was no
Yeah.
women being plowed by
No.
men.
They should have just called the show "The City."
There's no sex. Just
There's
the
sex
city.
with
Sorry.
Shay Diaz.
Oh yeah, there was
Yes,
sex.
that was. I'm gonna be honest. Shady has sucked. I like that storyline the most. I just like when she's
No.
on screen.
No,
I
that's
liked
another.
Miranda
That's another
freaking
thing
out.
because Che Diaz is supposed to be like this cool comic who hooks up with hooks up with so many people. They fill the crowd at the Netflix taping, and it's like you're going to go for a 55-year-old lawyer.
Oh yeah,
Come on,
yeah, it was
let's
weird.
be realistic.
Well, I mean, all you guys are comics, so like, can you relate to Shay? Like, you just
No!
No,
constant-
I'm funny.
Oh no, let me tell you something. The
Like,
Right,
she got a
constant
lot-
pussy. It's
Yeah,
great.
she got a lot of
I'm a rock
pussy.
star.
whole season.
That's gross, though. Like, I don't know. There's something gross that your whole stand-up career is.
And this is what I'm gonna get into. The whole season, Che represents every fucking male comedian that is a whore. And I told Miranda day one, episode 1, don't fall for a comic. They are players. They are players. I know firsthand. I know because I used to be a player too.
No,
Aren't you?
Che represents like
That's different.
Che represents
Che?
like new woke comedy.
Yeah.
I guarantee. Okay, Che.
And it's just like the old comics. Yeah,
Che's-
they love to get. You're acting like they don't get around.
Che's
Comics don't get
secretly-
around.
No. Because Che takes themselves so seriously and can only poke fun at themselves, like at their own expense. At their own
Within
expense, like
confines.
can't take it. And also that stand-up special, I fucking guarantee that's based on Nanette.
Yeah.
I
of
guarantee
course.
that's based on Nanette.
Who's that?
Nanette is
Hannah
Do I know?
Gadsby.
yeah, about 5 years ago, an autistic comedian from Australia put out a comedy special, but it's more of her pontificating
It was very controversial
because
there
it
were-
wasn't funny.
There were a lot of comics, mostly
I
male
gotta look
comics,
this
who were
up
like,
as
"This
well.
is fucking stupid. It's not comedy. Why is she crying?" And then
And
there were other people who were like, "No, mostly non-comics."
she is crying at the end of it,
Yeah.
and Che is also crying at the end of their Netflix special.
really?
I fucking guarantee, and it's all about.
That's what I figured.
I don't know.
For the record, though, we only saw 5 minutes of the special. I'm sure it all sucked, but the point is,
My favorite part of the special
It bombed.
is when they go.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
my
songs
favorite part
sang.
is when they go. I dated some men, and everyone boos.
like that's what they do at woke.
Yeah,
comedy.
again,
they
Che,
boo the concept of
Che
fucking
represents current comedy.
I gotta be honest. I specifically heard about which mics around town are like the woke mics, and I do avoid them. It's not like I'm purposefully being like I don't want to go there because they're the woke mic. I just kind of dodge it because I don't want someone to tell me like I don't want anybody to tell me that I can't be free with my art. If I want to talk about eating boogers on stage and then getting aroused from it, watch my special
My
on
You won't get
YouTube.
canceled
Yes.
for that.
My problem with Che isn't that they're
No,
woke.
I wouldn't get canceled for
They're
it.
unfunny.
My-
I wouldn't get canceled for anything I say. I'm first of all saying I would never do that. Sorry.
No, my
Keep going.
problem is Che's not funny. Like that's my problem. And annoying
Che's
and
not funny.
Right.
admittedly a narcissist.
But do you think that's
Yes.
wrong with the comedy community now where there's a whole bunch of not funny people who are like have all this praise and stuff like that just because they're woke?
No, I just comics taking themselves too seriously.
That's what I'm saying.
Again,
Yeah.
yeah, Che is like current New York comedy. I mean, I
You think she
Che's
does
not funny.
represent comedy?
Che, I just
She represents a certain part of comedy that's not real.
I just
feel.
guarantee Che's based on Nanette. Like
At least
whoever.
partly.
The character.
I don't know who that
I-
is.
well, I
Maybe
think-
I do. I'm
Hannah
bad
Gadsby.
with names, good with faces.
I think Che too is her comedy. She's so in one target for one type of target
It's-
people. You know, like
yeah,
you're not gonna be
it's like people who aren't.
a dude going to her
funny.
comedy show, right?
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
people who like don't have senses
That
of
aren't.
humor.
Yeah, that. Don't,
But Che's just also in themselves is an obnoxious person.
yeah.
And kind of everything they do feels unnatural. It doesn't feel like genuine interaction. And it's kind
Maybe
of hard.
she's just a bad actress.
It's hard to put your finger on what makes Che
No,
so
she's a good
annoying.
actress.
It's not the acting. It's
Yeah.
it's whoever
The
wrote
character.
the character.
Yeah, my favorite line is when
The
they
writing style.
finger Miranda. Is it that?
Yeah.
And then they go, well, I got. Then they go,
I got a gig.
I got a gig. And then, well, no, they go, well, New Jersey's not making itself
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah. It's-
I'm gonna start saying that. every
That's
That's a
time.
very comic. That's
No, but
I
That's
feel
cheesy.
like
it's something
yeah,
like,
a comic that is not funny and no one likes.
right. Yeah, no.
I've
you're
never
and
right.
it's
a
like,
funny
oh, I could
comic.
write a
And I
type
fucked
10
many-
about this interaction. It's
I fucked plenty of those.
no, Che is just. It's very hard to put your finger on what makes him so annoying, but there is something grating every time Che is on the screen.
Of course.
I know.
that-
I wonder how she's handling like being so
She-
hated by everybody.
Because I did
Well-
Google this, and she is the actress has tried to distance herself from the character. Be
It's
like,
they. The
yeah.
actor is they too.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, anyway.
Whoa, moment.
Hey, we're not here. This is fucking. We say whatever the fuck's on our mind.
True.
The actress has tried to distance themselves from the
Fuck
Che
the woke.
character.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Because they're aware of the negative response.
I was reading articles about it, about how everyone hates JD.
Everybody hates Che.
Everybody hates her.
Even BuzzFeed hates Che.
Mm.
Which BuzzFeed fucking stinks.
But that
So they're
stinks.
they're one to talk.
That stinks to be them, the actor, because like they're just playing a character.
Right, but
It's like the woman who's in the Peloton commercial looking terrified, and then like ruined her career.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking
Do you remember
about?
the
Yes.
Peloton commercial that
I
everyone
remember
shit
that.
on?
I remember that.
This woman's husband gets her a Peloton, and it's like the gift that gives back, and the subtext is like, buy this and your wife will get skinny and be fuckable, and then it'll give back to you. And so in the commercial, she looks like
Oh my
terrified.
God.
She's like, oh my god, day one. And then ironically, the actress was like, it's my fault everyone hates it. I look so scared, which is like something someone in an
I don't
abusive
know what this
relationship
commercial
would
is.
say.
it's when Peloton first became
Yeah,
a thing.
first
I
came
I
out.
remember that,
Oh yeah, and now
and
it
they got
circles
like a lot
back.
of hate. And now they're getting hate because Big died on a Peloton.
yeah. That made me want to buy one.
He went on the Peloton and then
Just
croaked
this-
Who
over
are you
and
trying
died.
to murder with a
Not
Peloton?
murder anybody. I want
Himself.
it as a monument in my house.
No.
That this thing killed Big. It has a place in my home.
I thought
then-
you were making a suicide joke. I watched Big die on it, and now I need.
No,
I
just
need to
that's the best
die.
part of the series is Big dies.
That made me stop.
You
I
should just
hate-
hang
I
yourself.
hate-
And then
like no one else.
Piece of shit.
Peloton came out and they were like, well, Big likes chain smoked cigars and drank alcohol
What kind of
every
person
day,
would
so.
see that and
That's
be like,
true.
I
He has
can't buy a
whiskey.
Peloton
Yeah.
right now.
ate steak dinner every day.
Well, also him dying is a reflection of like he's aging. It's not
He had the
Peloton.
same diet as Donald Trump.
No, he had a horrible diet. He wasn't that old.
He was like 65. He's like 10 years older than Carrie.
That's still, I mean, but yeah.
That's not that old.
That's heart
That's
attack
not-
age. If you're
It
if
is
you're
heart-
kind of living
Bob
a shit
That's
life.
why he was living
Bob
on the edge.
Saget died around that. Didn't Bob
Yeah, but
Saget?
Bob Saget had a head injury.
Yeah.
That's how he died.
Yes, people can die around that.
Yeah, you can get a heart attack at 65.
Yes.
Of course you can.
Next note I have. So this is episode 5 now. It's 2022. No one knows what a diaphragm is. Nobody
Nobody
not
uses
No, hold on, hold on,
a
hold on.
millennial
Wait, let me
knows
ask
what
you
a
something.
diaphragm is.
What's a diaphragm?
It's birth control.
It's
you
women's
put in
birth
your-
control.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But women don't use the diaphragms anymore.
Did you remember when she tells
Is that the
story?
thing you have put in and it just like stays
No, that's
there?
an IUD.
IUD, right.
See,
yeah, I
they
know.
don't make diaphragms aren't a thing
They're like
anymore.
from the
So when she's
90s.
telling this story about her diaphragm, it's so like cringy because no one who's a millennial even used a diaphragm. Like that's a
I've never
very
used it.
old.
Yeah, but I
school-
know what it
You've used
is.
I've never.
You know what it is, but the story is like if you're trying to reach out to a different generation.
Yeah, they
Yeah, but-
definitely were trying to, but they missed the boat.
they-
That
missed-
kind
and
of
we-
goes to my point about Carrie is you wouldn't have somebody that old on a podcast like that.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and she's talking about her
Mhm.
diaphragm and laughing, and then it's cringy because it's like, Nobody, even I'm 27 and the diaphragm is not my age. Like that is beyond. That's like a 9. That's
I don't
like
even
a
think
sponge.
our mom like.
Do you know what a sponge is?
Yeah, I know what a sponge is.
It's a type of birth control.
I paid,
it's a sponge.
I paid
It's a
attention
woman's
in
condom.
sex ed. I know all these things. You know what's more cringy though?
They don't
is
use anymore.
after that scene, because Carrie's high on painkillers, and she says some line like, "Oh, now I understand the opioid crisis," which was a super cringy line.
That's
to put.
cringy too.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
Talking about out of touch white women, like
Yeah.
yeah. I think it was when the dude was carrying her up the stairs or something, and she goes, "Oh, this is great. Now I understand the opioid crisis." Or she says something like, "Understand why people get addicted to these things," or something
That
like
is
Yeah,
bad.
she did say something like
Yeah,
that.
she's very
was-
like.
which is like the actual
To be
fear
fair-
about being prescribed those things is you might get addicted to them.
Well, to be fair, she
Yeah.
was high on
Yeah, she was
Where
already
was-
high. She was,
the writers.
Didn't know what she
Just
was
On the other
saying.
hand,
Also, now Miranda's a lesbian, but she couldn't
I
have
was
been
thinking the same
one.
thing because in season
Season?
one,
Yeah.
she tried to be a lesbian. She like
She's a
tried
lesbian
it.
in real life.
I know that I had the same thought,
And-
but you can make the argument like, oh, Jay's androgynous, whatever. But like, they're definitely like
No.
a feminine leaning
Well,
person.
yeah, because wasn't she she went on a date. She was going on a date with her coworker in Sex and the City, and then
Yes.
tried to make out with her in the elevator. And then
Right,
she was
yeah.
like, yeah, no, I'm not gay.
Yeah, she like wanted to be gay.
But yeah,
Why you would think that if she came out of the closet, that's how much time has also changed. Where if you came out of the closet, why wouldn't you just write her as a gay person? Then they're back 20 years ago. Like,
Yeah, I don't think she came out of the closet as much as she's just trying to change her entire life around.
I guess.
You know, she's not secretly gay. It's her trying something new because
Still, but she
she hates her
tried
life.
it.
Yeah, actually don't remember that at all.
How do you suddenly become
Mhm.
attracted? Again, I'm gonna say to like a more feminine leaning person, and so comfortably and so quickly.
these are great notes.
Like she didn't even have to, you know.
Why so Carrie so jealous Miranda's getting the V? That's honestly how I felt
yeah.
about it. Girl, let your girl do a thing. She getting
Well,
her pussy played with.
I
Let
think
her do
I
her
think she
thing.
was just like she just got out of the hospital, and it's like she was in her kitchen. I don't know if that was
Yeah,
appropriate.
well, she was like
And
pissing
also,
herself.
Yeah, somebody
yeah,
worked.
Carrie
who
couldn't
she
even get up
works
to the
with.
bathroom.
She wasn't necessarily jealous.
Yeah, and
There
she
was
works
But I
with
mean,
Shay.
she was getting her
I do have a
thing.
Be
Don't hate on
supportive.
Miranda
Yeah,
for doing
true,
a thing.
true.
I have a problem with Carrie repeatedly calling Che her boss also because it's very clear Che is not the boss of that podcast.
Yeah.
That one dude, and then another character just felt completely shoehorned. It is the boss bitch in a wheelchair. Like it felt completely unnecessary.
Wait, who's in a
Well,
wheelchair?
Bobby
Exactly.
Lee's old flame, and they get into an
Oh, yeah,
argument,
yeah.
and she wheels off defiantly.
I don't remember this.
The boss bitch in the wheelchair, who's there for that
Wait.
one scene.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't
not really.
remember
And
in
she
it.
any
comes in
of it.
and she's like, Carrie, I know your husband died, but you need to post on Instagram more.
Oh, I do remember.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
Carrie was always a judgmental cunt. These are my notes. She always
is.
judged Samantha for
Yes.
sucking dick.
And then she judged Miranda.
And she judged Miranda,
she's
too, and-
Judgy
Did she-
McJudge.
Girl, let her do
Charlotte
her thing.
judged Samantha. When did Carrie judge?
Oh, Carrie always judged
Carrie
Samantha.
judged Samantha when she was like, "I'm not trying to be in your office and see you sucking."
She was
the
sucking a
UPS
guy's
man's
dick. And when she walked in the PR
Wasn't
office.
it the UPS guys there?
Yeah, one of the,
wait.
some delivery dude's dick.
That's the UPS guy.
Oh.
I don't think it was a UPS guy.
Wait.
It was a UPS guy.
Wait.
And he goes,
Have
I have a
you ever
package
had-
for you. And she goes, oh, can I see your other package? Something like that.
Yeah.
I have to
so-
ask this question now. As a UPS driver, for how many
No.
years?
Uh,
Never porno scenario
No.
ever.
no. But I don't talk to anybody. Like, I genuinely don't want to talk to anybody.
Good.
about that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe someone would just
I
like open
know,
them the door with their underwear and be like,
no.
"Can you put my package in here, sis?"
No, I don't think anything like that has ever happened.
You don't think,
He
or
doesn't
you
think,
know.
or he doesn't want to say.
I don't know. I'm being serious. I don't
You've
know.
had no cougars want to come let
think
you
you-
in their house.
Not that I remember.
I think you watch too much pornography.
Yeah,
We watched too
I
much
watch
Sex
a
in the
lot of
City.
porn.
but
Too
I'm
much Sex in
also
the
I'm
City.
genuinely not trying to interact with people. I'm trying to drop it
You
off.
should.
So
You're
you're
doing your
saying
job.
You would
You're doing your job.
decline the opportunity
Yes,
if
I
you
would.
had it?
Yes, I
okay,
would.
okay,
Yeah.
good to know. Not just because you have a girlfriend, but either if you didn't, you decline.
Even if I was single, because oh no.
I think you're making a big mistake.
All right, well, just seems like
But
it
you don't
would
want
be.
Carrie to walk in on you. She'll judge you.
Yeah, Carrie,
If
she
Claudia's
was
the Carrie.
super judgmental. She judged everybody and then expected no one to judge her after all the horrible things she's done
Mm-hmm.
in that episode about all her abortions. All her friends, no one judged her.
And she was cheating on Aiden.
Yeah, she cheated on Aiden.
Yeah.
And she was the other woman.
And
Yeah.
and she's
Poor
a homo.
And
Natasha.
she broke what's her face's teeth.
Natasha.
Oh,
Poor
that's right.
Natasha.
Natasha fell down the stairs chasing that Jezebel out of her apartment.
I thought it was kind of weird they brought back Natasha too on this new season.
That's another thing that just
So
felt
unimportant.
it felt
Yeah, it was
unnecessary.
stupid.
I liked
It's
it.
forced. Oh, you liked it? Why?
There's a lot of stuff that was forced.
But like, why was she still on Big's will?
Yeah, that's never
Because he
explained.
felt bad.
Because he has to be a dickhead even beyond the
Yeah.
grave.
He's a douche.
He's a douche even beyond. He's even haunting her. He's
True.
a douche.
She's trying to sleep. He's flickering the lights like an asshole.
Also, I believe in ghosts, as
Me too.
you know, Jeff.
Yeah, we've been over this.
Terrifying.
We're not going to get into it here and now.
Yeah, she swindled me out $50.
I basically, Jeff had to give me $50 because he lost a bet that he himself was like, I will bet you $50. And he lost.
No, yeah.
And then he tried
Did-
to tell everyone I was a cheater.
Did
Which is untrue. He told
did you guys live in a haunted house as kids?
Yes.
All right, your answer doesn't count.
He was the question. I told him I lived in a haunted house. First of all, by the way, we were very, I was intoxicated. I don't know about
Yeah.
you. You were too?
Yeah, and it was.
It got heated.
Why else would you make a $50?
Yeah,
bet?
no, I probably.
Yeah,
would've-
why? Like,
That's what I was going to say. I wouldn't have made that bet if I was
$50
sober.
bet. I told him that I lived in a haunted house, and I said Jay lived in the haunted
Yeah.
house with me, my cousin Jay. And he was like, "Oh, I'll bet you $50."
I
I
said-
asked him, and he won't.
I said-
he'll say no.
I said only women believe in haunted houses, and if we asked Jay,
Oh,
he
no.
would disagree.
what did Jay say? Yeah.
He said, yeah.
He said yes,
Yeah.
and he was like, "You cheated." I'm like,
How does
I woke
Jay
up.
probably got more haunted than we did.
I would with $50 in my bank account the next
Nice.
day.
We should play that game.
And really,
a lot.
I didn't expect you to pay me, but he really did.
an honest
Because I
man?
forgot.
He is a Steve.
Yeah, I honor my bets. Sorry, I'm an honest person.
Anyways, that's the story. I guess it wasn't that. It was fun around. You had to be there.
Yeah.
You had to be
We
there.
missed out on it.
Yeah, Jay's also the guy who used these cans before I used them.
Yes, he is.
Who doesn't like me?
What else did I write in here? God, my handwriting is terrible.
Really bad.
I thought the only real generic story in this whole thing was the professors and her husbands.
That was weird.
Story.
It also felt forced,
Yeah.
and it was a side story that didn't. It served no purpose.
Yeah,
No
and they
purpose.
didn't
It
even
didn't feel like it
resolve
added anything to the series, and then they just have this argument at the end, and it's left hang. And who the fuck cares? I don't care about. Why? That's a storyline for a main character.
Because they originally
They're trying to
intended
replace
for
somebody.
Miranda to fall in love with her, and then they were
Just changed it
and
up.
they were just like, ooh, and then
Yeah.
That makes sense.
that's why it was so awkward and like just it had nothing to do with anything, and it was not resolved.
They're like arguing about fertility while they're painting a charity house. You know, like you can't wait until you
they
get
weren't
home.
main characters. It was really weird.
They're like
Very
arguing in front of a kid about it.
Episode 7.
I also
my-
hated the professor's husband.
Yeah.
He's an artist. He goes
Why
on
did he
tour.
wear
thought
that
they were
hat? And I'm
cool.
going to
'Cause
preface
he's
this
an
by saying
artist.
I
They
don't
were
think it was a
cool.
religious garb at all.
The-
So why was he wearing that hat?
The outfits that they put her in were very bad, very immature for a 40-something-year-old woman to be wearing a backpack and like
Yeah.
colorful. Do you know what I
Well,
mean? It was very
it's,
weird.
It's
It was
very,
forced.
It's very New York though
We-
to dress like that.
No,
Is
that
it?
dress like
Yeah.
you were. She dressed like she was a 13-year-old. I hate when they do that in shows.
Yeah.
When they make them look like 12.
It looks too stylish.
It's
You know,
forced.
It looks like you're on TV.
It looks like a brand new jacket that's been hung
Maybe
up.
they got sponsored.
Wear the clothes out. I hate that. Rumble them up. Make them look worn.
I don't know. I hated Miranda's interactions with her professor. I hated all these interactions
Yeah.
because it's like I understand you're trying to address the characters
It's
and
like-
how the world has changed since the series ended, but it seems like you took these characters and they were put on the moon when the series ended, and then you just airlifted them all
Yeah.
back down in 20. Like they didn't have any time to adapt
Put on the
also
moon.
until this series started.
They learned the past 10 years worth of buzzwords in the span
Yes.
of like
yeah,
3
Yeah.
years.
yeah, like an episode.
Sorry, I didn't mean to misgender you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Am I being a white?
I think the thing that really irked me about the new and just like that the reboot was that they like Carrie is texting Samantha the whole
Oh,
time.
of course, yeah.
What is that?
It's Samantha.
Like
not
I
being
was
on the
just
show.
so annoyed. I'm like,
They-
why did they even have to put that in there?
Yeah, they would have been better off just killing
Just-
off Samantha.
well just
No, I'm being
They
serious.
didn't want
like,
to because they want her back. They think
holding
that
out
she
hope.
will come.
Kim Cattrall
yeah.
will never come back on the show, and they should just leave it at that.
That's
and,
why they wrote it
yeah,
like that.
they
though.
should have killed her off.
like.
Seriously.
Well, I
It
thought
should have been her funeral.
I thought in the
Yeah.
first episode them mentioning like, oh, she's in London. I thought that was good. I was like, okay, they're mentioning where she is, but then Carrie's still texting her throughout the whole
It's
fucking show.
unnatural because
Also, isn't there a point where Carrie's like, oh, I just couldn't be a cash machine for her anymore? Isn't that the explanation why their friendship?
They made her look like a villain.
yeah,
They
and
villained
said
her
that to
up.
me.
They villained her up.
Samantha
Yeah.
wouldn't. Samantha was independent. Like it's,
She was.
It's in the series. She's shown to be a high level publicist,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
like one of the most successful. She wouldn't borrow money from
so
anybody.
much to say about Samantha as a publicist. This show has no idea what a publicist is.
She'll just do whatever. Like they'll show her manning the guest list. That is such a low
Yeah,
level
that-
job.
yeah.
That's not what a fucking.
What is a
does.
publicist?
Someone who is like a liaison
manager?
between an entity and the media.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
journalists
right,
and stuff.
yeah.
That's a publicist.
Yeah, you are right.
Not
They never
someone-
really show her doing her
Yeah,
job.
they
ever.
just-
She sucks a lot of dick at work. We know that.
Aside from her putting out a sex tape to protect her own image, that's kind of the only time. Because she gets called a fag hag. Do you remember that? And then
I'm watching
What's
Sex
she
and the
called?
City. I'm in
Fag hag?
The last season. What is this in the movie or towards the end?
this is towards she's dating that younger model, and there's a
Right,
rumor that he's.
Oh.
So she puts out a sex tape to rehab her own image.
That sounds like a Samantha thing to do.
That's-
So smart.
So Samantha.
So Samantha. Oh my god.
Yeah, I just was like annoyed about the texting and the.
Yeah,
I was just like, what?
And
Why
also
are they
the-
still doing that?
that big dies, and all she does is send flowers.
Yeah.
Like if Samantha was still alive, she would.
She would have been
She
there.
She would
She
be
would
at
have
the
been there.
funeral. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Kim Cattrall probably would not have been there. She would have been like, fuck
Yeah,
you.
they
Sarah
might as well
Jessica
just-
We know
Your
they-
husband was a dick anyway. Fuck you.
Parker. Yeah.
There's only one person at the
They
funeral.
bullied her.
There's one person at the funeral who's like, anyone remember what a fucking dick this guy is? I feel like I would be. I was that person.
Yep.
I was like, why are we like?
Yeah, someone mentioned they were like, he was horrible to carry.
But the show tries to make him a likable character. That's the whole thing with him being like, "Hey, kid." He's supposed to be. They think he's likable. Big is not a likable
Yeah,
person.
He's, yeah, no, no,
yeah,
no.
he wasn't like.
He's
Charming
likable to those.
sometimes.
I think people just eventually tolerated him.
Like Carrie.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, viewers didn't,
But,
but
yeah.
the characters did.
No,
Like her
I-
friends and stuff were like, all right, I guess we'll tolerate.
Yeah, but
the dude."
that's kind of more what that social group would.
They used to get so mad at Carrie when she's like, "Oh yeah, how's everyone's day? The weather's always a fuck big," and they'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, they would be like, what? You're still talking to Big?
Yeah, they'd get mad at her.
Or when Charlotte said, I cursed the day you were ever born
right.
in the movie.
And then
to
she,
Big.
He
her
deserved
water
it.
breaks.
Yeah.
Or she goes into labor.
Yeah.
All right, here's a good note I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Lay it on me.
So Charlotte is saying, this is, I have this in quotes. I think this is Charlotte. Yeah. We didn't express ourselves so freely talking about her daughter's Instagram posts.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember
Mhm.
that?
Yep.
And this is what I wrote. You're from the 80s and 90s, like literally the era of sexual. Like, do we not remember that? Why are we acting like the 90s and the 80s were the 50s? Sexuality was a big thing in that era. Madonna.
I
Yeah.
was just thinking about that when you said that.
Mhm.
Here's the
It was
thing,
about
though.
being
Here's the
free
thing,
with your
though.
sexuality
Yes.
in the 90s.
I was just thinking about this the other day too. Do you know what like her big iconic sexual moment was?
Are you talking about the VMAs?
Yes,
Yeah.
she just kind of like rolled around on the floor a little bit. And everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
this
yeah,
is
when she did like a
insane."
virgin. For,
But
yeah.
that was 83.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
And she was young.
excommunicated from the church
Exactly.
because she like, you know, did like a prayer or whatever. They really hated the shit out of her. Like
Yeah.
she paved the way.
Hey,
Madonna paved the fucking way.
But she didn't have Instagram.
Greg, have you ever seen the wrestler?
Yeah,
the
we didn't have
wrestler
Instagram
Grotto?
back then.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't know. I don't think
He comes out dancing to Like a Prayer. It's like his entrance is this big thing where he dances to Like a Prayer and he dances all around the ring. He's worth checking out. He's a
This
really
is now a
fun-
wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know you like wrestling.
No
You both like wrestling. Wrestling's
Yeah, we're-
fake. Yeah. I'd rather watch a movie.
Oh, you know what else is fake? Sex in the
Wrestling.
City.
Good one.
I see a wrestling episode coming soon.
Fuck yeah. I
We could do a
don't.
wrestling
Yeah, I
episode.
think it's about time some
I
comics
don't
started
know.
a
I don't know
podcast
much
on
about
wrestling.
wrestling. I don't know much about wrestling at all.
We didn't watch wrestling. That wasn't
Yeah, that
our
wasn't
thing.
our
We
thing.
should
But
educate you
we
in a different episode.
Yeah.
Our dad was Puerto Rican. That's not a very Puerto
It's
Rican.
not-
thing.
Yeah, but
We're
Puerto Ricans
baseball
love
people.
wrestling. What are you talking
There's a
about?
huge wrestling scene in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
Puerto Rico
Rico?
is this huge place for
Yep.
wrestling.
When I think of wrestling, I think of Nacho Libre.
Nacho.
Nacho.
God,
So,
what a great,
anyway,
fantastic fucking
That's
movie.
great wrestling right there.
That-
There's a wrestler
Good.
named Grotto who dances to like a prayer.
You just said that.
Yeah,
the
I'm tell-
listeners need
I'm-
to
I want
hear
to
it
see
again.
that because I love
Telling them
Madonna.
now.
I love Madonna. That's
Yeah.
like my favorite song.
I'm mansplaining it to them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it's wrestling, and they don't know wrestling.
Yeah,
so
'cause
technically,
It's just
I'm a
explaining.
woman. I don't understand
Yeah.
wrestling.
If you
My brain doesn't work that way.
My brain's so small.
to understand wrestling.
I don't understand
Why
wrestling
are
because
they
I
doing-
menstruate every month.
She's fucking digging on you guys.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
My girlfriend watches wrestling with me all the time.
Boom!
Yeah,
Isn't she special?
she
No, I'm
is.
just
Yeah.
kidding.
I love having a boyfriend that's not into sports.
Yeah,
isn't
same.
into none of that.
No, he just talks about emo bands or.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's
yeah.
fun.
Oh, he showed me. What's his name? Machine Gun Kelly, the white guy that's dated the girl.
Yeah, now with Megan Fox. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he has
just
a new song that's like,
Emo girl.
I fell in love with an emo girl.
That's hot.
I have not listened to
It's
this.
so bad.
I don't want this.
Okay, last note. This is all I'm gonna say about Steve. Back on what we're talking about. He doesn't want a divorce because men are comfortable and lazy, and that's why he doesn't want a divorce. And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Steve is a lazy, bad husband, and that's what I have about Steve. And that's
No.
all.
We have a Steve lover over here.
No, Steve was trying to keep the family together.
Their
He
son is
fought-
grown as hell,
Their
Yeah.
son is 17.
Did she
banging
communi-
bitches.
Did
That's
she
gross.
communicate with him at all? She didn't. And then when
No.
she did, he tried. And then she just was like, all right, fuck, it's not working.
Try harder to your fucking
No,
marriage.
She should
No.
try harder. She
That's-
was ready to throw the towel immediately.
Because
He's not being
she's having orgasms.
He's
I'd
the
leave
opposite.
too.
He's the opposite of lazy. He's like, I've worked every time to keep this together, and he's like, I'm not going to work for this anymore. If you want to leave, leave.
Yeah.
He's
I-
the opposite of lazy.
I liked his response though to Miranda.
lazy.
Like he was like, I do truly care about you and want you to be happy. Like that was his response. He was like, yeah, you want to be happy? I support
And
you.
no, he's not lazy. He says, we go out into the world, we take shit out into the world. This is where we come and be happy together. I think that is a.
Here's the thing. Well, there's a scene.
and not making her come.
Well, here's
so
the thing.
let's just end
Well,
this
hold on.
right
There is
now.
a scene where
she's not coming.
There's a scene where Miranda tells him, you know, our sex life is boring. We're not
Mm-hmm.
doing anything. I'd like to do more. Oh wait, no. She tells her friends and then waits till the end to tell Steve when she is
Yeah.
already fucking someone else.
Yeah.
She didn't communicate.
She kinda could
and
do
he
it.
was clearly willing to try.
I think the problem with their relationship too is that they got together and then she got pregnant really quick. And then they were automatically like, okay, we got to do this. And it wasn't really like a.
It happens.
And then the next minute,
How do you know?
he moves in like
Nothing
after
happened to
Brady's
me.
born. They didn't even live together until after
And-
Brady was born.
And that's a good thing on Steve is that he kept it together until the kid could go die in Europe.
and had an affair.
Yeah, he did have an affair. But I mean,
I don't
again, they
remember
got
that.
together.
I don't remember.
I think they stayed together out of circumstance. I truly
Yeah,
think
and
that.
that's not fair.
That's not
to
fair.
Anybody
No,
or
in
her.
the show, they broke up. He gets a new girlfriend, and they're like, all right, cool, we're just co-parents, we're not dating. And then Miranda falls back in love with him,
Mhm.
And that's where I am in the show.
Because he
and
was
there's a few episodes left.
he was
Wait,
sleeping
you
on her
never
couch.
finished, or you're just
I
watching
think I
it?
finished back in the day, and now I'm doing.
You're
a
just like
rewatch.
doing a re.
And I'm
I
like
did.
in the middle of the last
Yeah.
season, so that's where I'm at. And I did watch the.
All right, so we're almost done talking about all the episodes. The last episode 9 was the tampon thing.
That's the 10th episode.
No, 9th.
There were 10 episodes.
There's 10
No, I
episodes.
know, but on the 9th episode, the tampon thing happens. It's putting a tampon in is literally a monkey could do it. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
the
know.
easiest.
Well,
I know, right?
I know.
Yeah, but I think
We're
I
gonna
think
talk about this.
I can tell you that was so. No, literally putting a
She's like-
tampon
was
in
like
is
13.
very simple. did our mom do that with us and show us how to do it? No, she was like, here's a
No.
box. There's
Read the
directions on the
directions.
package.
I don't know. I think nowadays it'd be different though. Like, yeah.
I
Like,
don't want at 13. First of all, she's like.
No,
older
that
than
that
I know.
daughter's 15.
like 15.
15.
Oh, I got.
Are we gonna talk?
He's
about,
a
little bit
Wait,
late.
real quick. Are we
Period.
gonna talk about what a brat Rock was?
Yeah, Rock is a
Yes.
brat. I was just
Are we
about
getting
to say
there?
Is
this.
that the daughter?
The non-binary
Yeah,
child.
Rock now. She
Rose.
Rose.
I
Rock?
just didn't
Now
care
Rock.
at all about her storyline.
I have to talk as a Jew. I have to talk about Rock, but let's.
No, I was just
get
about to
there.
say,
Let's get
Rock
there.
is also an
Jew.
unlikable character.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
she's
the
a
bat
You're a
spoiled
dick,
brat.
but let's not jump ahead.
No.
Tampons.
I think that's fine. I just wanted to say.
What did
put
they
this
call
on.
her?
Putting a tampon in
Rose
is
at
really
first.
easy.
no, like she didn't have a bat mitzvah. They called it something
they
else.
mitzvah.
They
They
mitzvah.
mitzvah.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I remember my bar mitzvah. I was bitching about it the day of. I was like, because my friend was telling me about it recently. Like the day of, I was like, this is stupid. I'm an atheist. But I still went and I did the fucking Torah shit because that's
Yeah.
what you do. You're not committing.
It's a
to anything.
party. It's
The
fun.
day, you know how expensive a bar mitzvah. The day, or they mitzvah.
Especially in New York and Manhattan, wherever the fuck they
She had a
live.
candy store. In there.
Yeah. So the
I
day
would have a
of,
good time at that bat mitzvah.
they're like, I don't want to go up there. Fuck you,
That's-
you brat. Who
That's
gives a
just it.
fuck?
And you're
Do
going to
the
do it
thing.
right before it's supposed to happen.
It's like what Big did to Carrie at the wedding.
Shut up and make your parents happy.
Do the fucking shit you. Anyway, sorry.
That's actually in my notes. She raised her daughter to be a diva.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. That whole thing
They
was
mitzvah.
weird. And
Yeah, the
again,
kids.
unnecessary storyline that we didn't care about.
Yeah.
Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock?
I would have loved
Hey,
to have that fucking
The
bar
Rock
mitzvah.
says, I'm not doing that day mitzvah.
They mitzvah.
What did you name me? Right? It doesn't matter what you name me.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Wrestling.
I have Carrie wearing heels while painting. Girl.
No.
That is so Carrie though.
Yeah, I'll say that's actually
That
funny.
that needed to be a thing.
That was one of the few moments on the show I found
When
actually
she didn't when she was in the hospital and had to wear like flip flops or whatever, I was like, my heart was just like, Carrie, like you're not in heels. What's happening?
That's so dated. Nobody wears heels. Like it's
But
just so dated.
She's
So
a
classy.
date. Yeah, she's a dated person.
Yeah, it's like she's being true to her roots. I think she's classy, lady.
I mean, I get it.
mean
I'm a
rich?
Carrie. So.
Yeah, but I also don't like that Carrie's flirting with other dudes 2 months after her husband died.
Who cares?
I don't like it.
What was that date she went on and then
Dude, it was
he
too
puked
soon.
on her.
I was
It was.
surprised
Or
that
like the physical therapist thing, where it's like I'll pay out of pocket for the hot therapist.
Oh, yeah.
Which what practice is like? Oh, your hot physical therapist isn't covered by insurance, but the
Right?
ugly therapist
Yeah.
is. What kind
That
of
is
practice
really
are you
funny.
running?
I thought the dating was too soon too because after I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, I waited longer than that to go on.
And they've been married for 10 years. Aren't you going to wait at least a year?
And he's dead.
I mean, I could
There's
get
no
to
chance.
get a little nut noop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she got puked on instead.
yeah,
Fuck that
not a
shit.
full date, just a little nookie.
I thought they were having a lot of fun. She's like, that was the worst date
Yeah.
ever. They got like fucked up together and they were laughing. I thought she would immediately go back.
She definitely needed to have
It
some
was
fun.
a fun
Yeah.
date, I thought. It sucks to throw up in general, but you did it with someone.
There's something
It'd be
sticky
one
on
thing
my
if one of
notes.
them threw up. Why did I say jerk off? Where's my head? I don't know. Anyway.
You're still.
Okay.
I almost had a seizure like 20 minutes ago, so I just want to put that
okay?
out there. I'm fine.
She's fine.
I'm fine.
Wait, first of all, let us know.
No, it's fine.
I just don't want
Yeah.
you to do it. Give us like we should have a warning
Because like
signal.
it's gross and I don't want that on camera.
No, we got you. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I'm fine.
And then the last thing I have, please God no, when she starts singing at the end. When she, I was like, this is the most
But again,
egotistical comics. I mean, that makes sense.
That's just Che being obnoxious.
Oh, that thing. That was
I
fucking
I
weird.
kind of hate wherever Che goes, people are like, fuck yeah. I kind of hate that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. Are
Are you jealous? Of
No,
Che's
I'm not
career
jealous.
choices?
I don't know, just that
Che's success.
everywhere Che goes, people are like, fuck yeah, go off. Che's not a person. You know, no comic is going to have.
Like that type of impact on
Yeah.
someone's life like that.
Especially
Speak for
such an
yourself.
unfunny comic.
Yeah, especially when they're not funny.
I know a lot of unfunny comics that get booked every day.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
don't have like.
Now, this is why I came here. Let's bitch about comics.
I'm just saying.
We're now ready to start the episode.
I I know a lot of comics that have a fan base.
No,
and they stay,
but they don't
and they're
treat
hacks.
they don't treat Che like a fan base. They treat Che like this representative.
Yeah.
Of
Yes.
everything you do is
Like
progressive, and
God.
I
She's a
need to
hack.
cheer it on.
She's a hack in the show. She's a fucking hack. It is what it is. When you act like that, you're a hack.
Even that shit of before Che sings, they lean over the bar. It's like, yo, can I get a shot? It's like, hell yeah, Che. That's not how. And it's like, can I have another
Wait.
one? Pour it yourself.
That doesn't happen to you. Is that? Wait.
It's not. Can I get a shot? Can I get a shot? And the bartender immediately comes over. Hell yeah, that's not a genuine
Fuck yeah,
interaction.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're the best.
And
Big
can I
Jeff
get
in
a,
For
the house.
yourself, Jeff. That
can I
happens
get
to me
another
everywhere
one?
I go.
Oh, here, pour it yourself.
But that's like a TV moment when you
Exactly.
when you're dancing on. First of all, if you know anything about bars, you're never allowed to get on top of the bar. Trust me.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to do that. And
You're
that's
not
like in
Che
every
Diaz.
movie,
Right?
Yeah.
Coyote Ugly. Like, I
They're
grew up
dancing on
on
the
that.
bar.
Yeah, I was just about
I
to say
thought that was
Coyote
normal.
Ugly.
No, you're not. That's literally like the number one rule. But in every movie, they're dancing on the bar
Dancing
top,
on
and
the
the bartenders are like, "You're not allowed to do
But
that."
Che doesn't dance. They lean over and demand a drink and get it right away. Like, get it
Yeah.
right before the cue to start singing.
Last
It's-
night I did a show where I was about to
Quit
go up
bragging.
and I wanted water, and I had to be like, "Give me some water."
Yeah,
I
yeah,
assure
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm also not Che Diaz.
that's just it. The bartender
I
isn't
don't have
there
Che
on
Clout.
call and isn't like, fuck yeah, you can have a shot.
Yeah, isn't busy with other clients
Right.
in
In a cool bar.
yeah in New York.
It's
in
proof
New
of
York,
her
the only
ego.
bartender-
Yeah.
Her
she's
ego
ego.
is out of control. More than a
Very
man, more
Yes.
than a woman.
But admittedly a
Point.
narcissist. And I kind of
Complete
hate.
narcissist.
I kind of hate that this person's narcissism is just
Treated as-
enabled. Yeah, enabled throughout
It's
the
like, ooh, it's
entire
charming.
series, and it's kind of never held accountable for anything. It's just, oh yeah, I started smoking weed with your. Oops, I started smoking weed with your son outside a funeral.
And it's like, oh, get over
I
it.
know, when
Yeah,
she
she
was
was very, so what?
And Rambo,
Yeah.
God, the Rambo thing. Hey Rambo,
As
Cringe.
as somebody who smokes a lot of weed, no one carries a little bowl around, really. Well, maybe some people,
Yeah,
but
people do.
well, but also
Jason.
the whole thing with Che being like, oh, I just got to toke up real quick.
That's
it
a
feels
thing.
like
That's a thing.
it's an out of touch.
one says
it's
that, yeah.
I get it's an out of touch. It's an out of touch writer trying to make this character cool.
Well, didn't she do that at the funeral?
Right.
That's
I
that's
think-
not appropriate.
I
think
agree
that's a
with
thing
you.
they
Didn't-
said in the 40s.
Didn't they also say at one point, I've done a ton of weed? What stoner says that?
I've done it. Yeah. Who
Yeah.
does
Oh,
it?
sorry. I've done a ton
I've
of weed.
done
I've
a ton of
Done.
weed.
I love doing
I go,
weed.
do my
smoke
weed.
so much kush every day.
Toke up is like something
Yeah,
an
no one says
adult
that.
would say
Yeah.
in the 60s and would be seen
Yeah,
as
it's
like when
lame.
my
Oh, you wanna
mom-
toke
Toke.
up?
My mom always like is referring to weed, and she's like, "Are you smoking dope?" I'm like, "Bro,
Or no, she'll say like, yeah, she said
She's
like,
like,
"Are
"You smoking dope?"
you have pot.
You know what? I've been rewatching Trailer Park Boys recently, and so dope just sounds perfectly natural to me because it's called dope throughout the entire series.
Yeah, and now
Is
I
that
didn't- I've never-
Canadian?
I've
Yeah,
always thought-
that's a Canadian thing.
They're
I thought
Canadian.
dope was heroin.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is.
okay.
It used to be pot.
Yeah, dope is a very outdated.
It's
Yeah,
outdated.
it's very
yeah.
dated.
now it's heroin. So
Even I
be
think
careful.
heroin being
Yeah,
called
don't-
dope is kind of
Probably.
outdated. That's more of a '90s thing.
What do you call your heroin, Jeff?
Yeah. What,
Life saving.
Is it next to the Peloton?
It's a tribute to all good things in life.
All right. Last words on the show before we get to our next segment, which it's almost over. So,
clothes.
last words, Bella.
I don't have anything.
At last words on the show, like what's
I said
overall-
my piece about the Samantha thing.
Do you want a season 2?
No. God,
Please,
no.
God, no.
And just like that,
I don't.
season 2 wasn't made.
It's got really bad ratings
that was
to the
funny.
show. Look it up. It's not coming back for
For
season 2.
HBO, like HBO is prime.
Yeah,
you
don't
can't
do
be
it.
doing shitty stuff on HBO.
But I did hate how they ended it with Carrie kissing that dude. And then I was like, really? This about to get good and you're going to end it?
It wouldn't surprise me because we're all hate watching it.
Yeah, why
We'll-
would there be
we'll
We are
hate
hate
I
watching
watching
watched
it
the
again.
original.
Wouldn't surprise
No,
me
the
if there was-
original I liked.
I half hate watched. The first half I'd liked, and then I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
then it kind of gets...
No, I think all Sex and the City fans will still hate watch a season 2.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Greg,
I had something and I forgot.
I like your socks. Oh my
Thank
god,
you.
you're
I'm
wearing
a
those
big-
all the
I'm a
time.
big sock guy. I have a huge sock
You
collection.
really always have great socks.
Thank you. I'm glad you know.
And they always match,
Yeah,
which
those are nice.
that alone is a talent.
You mean they match each other?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
like
insane
pick. You
that's,
pick coordinating
Of
socks.
course, yeah.
He's like, I'm a comedian. I wear these crazy socks.
I some of them are wacky. These are more straightforward. I got them recently, and I have to match because my feet are very different sizes, so I can't be any more imbalanced than that.
Also, anything coming up in your career-wise shows you want to
God
promote?
no, I don't know. Yeah. Well, when are you gonna put this out?
Probably. What's it? Saturday? So like Wednesday, probably.
This Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes.
This week.
I have a show at Gojo Ethiopian Restaurant in West Philly. It's
What day
the
is that?
26th, which is a Saturday.
And that's a free show.
yeah, I think we have a tip jar or something.
Okay.
Bring tips. It's fucking hilarious comics in beta. Eric Terrell.
Eric Terrell's fucking.
Yeah.
They're all
Jillian
good.
Markowitz. Me. And then Rising Star. I'm having a Rising Star slot. Partly because it pisses my friend off, who I used to always call a Rising Star. And now I just use it whenever. It makes her so mad. Andrew Teme, who's new but pretty funny.
So what am I giving final thoughts on the show?
Final thoughts on the
Okay,
show.
I was sincerely glad to find out that everybody hates Che, and it's not just me. And
There are
We're
articles
gonna get
about
a
it.
lot of
Yeah.
response.
So I can't get written off as just being like an angry white dude.
No.
This is a universal thing, and
Everyone.
I was
feels
glad
the
to find out that everybody kind of had the same criticisms I had while watching the show.
Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm fucking 36 now. I
I
don't
have
No,
a
but
TikTok.
you need a TikTok. You don't have to make videos, just to look at the videos.
No, I
See.
don't. No, I'm too old for TikTok.
There's a lot of TikTok stuff.
About Che?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I want to watch that.
Yep.
I do want to. I want to say something just because I thought we were also going to talk about the original series.
So I'm just gonna
Oh.
mention one scene
We did a little.
bit that I can't get out of my head, and that's Carrie going, "No one walks around in a scrunchie."
Oh, in the book.
Yeah, with the scrunchie, and she just keeps saying the word scrunchie louder and
Scrunchie.
higher. I'm like, wow, she sucks. Oh my god. Who
I know.
talks
I
like
can't
this?
believe she said that to her boyfriend and said his book was stupid or
She didn't
whatever.
say that. She said the book was great, but one thing, why is she wearing a scrunchie?
Well, I think in
no one
that-
wears
I think the
scrunchies.
purpose of that is like, why is a man writing a woman's story this way? It's like one of those
Sure.
things that's annoying to us. It's like you're writing a woman character, but it's just so unrelatably not
That's
a
fine.
woman.
Yeah.
But why did she say the word scrunchie like that?
Scrunchy.
Can you bring that up? Can we just watch the scene where she
Scrunchy.
says the word scrunchy? Dog whistle.
Yeah.
Scrunchy.
I don't know, but comparing the and just like that to Sex and there's no actual self-realization and just like that, and it kind of pisses me off. Whereas Sex and the City, there are like moments of realization and progression in these characters.
Yeah.
We agree.
She never realizes how
Yeah, just-
annoying she is. I mean, I still have a few episodes left, but I don't
Who,
think.
Carrie?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Carrie-
don't think in the
Carrie's
last
annoying.
episode she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so annoying.
Well, you
Why
mean-
do I talk?"
You mean
like
somebody like that isn't self-aware?
that?
Have you seen the outfit she wears?
At least she doesn't wear a
Damn,
scrunchie.
yeah.
I say I get booked all the
Bella,
time.
anything for wind up? My sister owns her own company.
Ooh.
Anything coming up for a wind up dance store? WindUpDanceStore.com.
Not at the moment because of COVID, but
But
we'll be back.
WindUpDanceStore.com.
Yeah, we'll be back in business. You can check the website.
If you're a
for updates.
dancer, WindUpDanceStore.com.
WindUpDanceStore.
Motherfuckers.
What is it? I want to
It's a
Oh,
dance
it's a dance
company.
convention.
mm-hmm. learn how to dance.
You guys are
Don't
more
stick
than
to what
welcome.
you fucking know.
Come
I
down.
hardly know. what I
Okay.
know.
Anyway,
Who wants their tarots read? Bella, will you do it, please?
Are we gonna record it?
Yeah.
I don't think we should.
Why?
Oh, I
Trade
thought
secrets.
isn't it long? Like how long is the podcast?
No, do the ones that you do that you're just like do the 4 cards or whatever.
Yeah,
That's quick.
it's not that quick.
Go get the cards.
Okay, but it's just like a lot of.
And can you also get the Cheetos?
I was thinking that. But I'm not her sister, so.